cannot be confident without writing your own signature. What does it take to write your signature? Basically, 3 things. 1, have clarity. Clarity is simply 1, knowing 4 things about yourself. What is the frame of my face? What is the structure of my body? What is the position of my stand? So when I stand, what does my face always project, Doreen? When I am dressed, what does my body communicate? Thirdly, when I stand, what is my posture? Even a lot of times, we use standing like this, with our hands at our back, to be what is called in our culture respectful. But do you know that when a woman goes to a meeting, a corporate meeting, an entrepreneurship fair, a conference outside, and stands and put their hands at their back, they feel that woman has self-esteem issues. They feel that woman is weak. Actually, wherever you stand, etiquette says that when you put your hands at your back, you are a weak person. We are already seen as the weaker vessel. So putting your hand at your back is cultural, but is not accepted globally. So signature means understanding what works for you in your home and understanding how to distinguish yourself outside. So when you go out, your goal should not be putting your hand at your back, but your goal should be putting your hand on your side or putting your hands in front. Now, when you are standing, your posture should not be just standing there like this, but standing there in a position, and I call it the 2-step position. I'll give it to you to think about it. You stand with your feet closed, 1 short step, 1 short step. So what I'm standing now gives you what we call, you are projecting space and presence around yourself. This is what makes a woman more confident. A lot of times when we stand, we stand like we have issues, excuse me to say. Because what is going on in our hearts, our minds, our heads, our problems at home, our family issues, the husband who just blasted you before you walked out of the door, the boyfriend who just, that is what we project. But confidence says that whenever you get in a position where somebody is going to have perception about you, forget the problems and focus on your packaging. Don't ever forget that. You see, the only reason why you go into certain offices and you are competent and you have the technical capacity, you know your stuff, but you are not selected, for those of you who are working in corporates all the time, is because you are not projecting that image. I get a lot of people who are going to be promoted. A company will just hire me to get them to project the image of a leader. Why? Because they have every sense of competence, but they have no confidence. And meanwhile, the research says that in this day and age, to be the highest person, CEO, Doreen, the top radio show host in the world, the Ellen DeGeneres, it's not about your technical competence anymore. Your technical competence counts for 15%. It is 85% that is not technical. The 85% is your body intelligence, your emotional intelligence, your ability to have a leadership quality. Those are the things, and what we call your moral intelligence. So you can be smart all you want, but nobody is going to hear your smartness. They will see it based on what you are wearing, based on how you are packaged. Because nobody hears your voice until they see your stand. Every lady here, I want you to challenge yourself that as you live here, you are going to live here being memorable and recognizable. Being memorable is not based on the fact that you have left your body to show. Being memorable, let me tell you something. A lot of times in the past, in my past, I was told that the more you expose, the more you are sexy. Now I've come to learn that the more you cover, the more sexy you are. So, can you tell me, Doreen, can you tell me I'm not sexy? Ladies, can you tell me I'm not sexy?
You look gorgeous.
Have I exposed anything?
No.
Listen, your goal is not to be flirty. Your goal is to be attractive. Attractive is not about releasing. Attractive is about producing. You see, as a woman here, I want you to remember these things. When somebody engages you, they've made that decision. And I'll leave you with that quote. But when somebody engages you, they've made that decision already. So don't ever walk out and expect that people will hear your voice. People will see who you are and then they hear your voice. I want to say it until it hits your mind. So memorable and this thing. What will I want to leave you with? Just a few points. Rachel, take me. 1, listen, it is something I suffered from and I'm not ashamed to say it today. But some 20-something years ago, Doreen is like, it's unbelievable. My little sister, my darling, do you know that a few years ago, please don't start calculating my age, I beg you. Some 20-something years ago, I had issues with body odor. And I thought it was just me. But I can tell you that amongst us sitting here, there are people who have issues with body odor. And you may think that it was because I didn't know the perfumes. I knew all of them. But there were the basics that I didn't understand. That the sweat that came from our body, what caused body odor, I used to think was water. The excretion of water, which is sweat. It's not that. It's hair. So if you don't remove your pubic hairs from your underarms and down there, I know there are gentlemen in the room, tell the ladies down there, I'm being raw. Until you get it right down there, you would have body odor. And do you know what I solved my issue with? I solved it with lime and ash that my grandmother showed me how many years ago. All I did was to take lime, slice into 2, put ash, use it on me. Ladies, till today, 3 times a week, I use lime and ash. Even though I know all the eau de parfum, eau de toilettes of this world, my basic deodorant is lime and ash.